Lizards.
Whoops.
Lizards have small arms and legs. Some people say that arms and legs on a lizard are the same thing. Some crawl up the walls, some crawl up on grounds. And some lizards jump into giant TV screens to complete objectives based on the channel they jumped in on. Some can repeat lines based on 90s pop culture references. No, that's absurd. That's stupid. Lizards can't do that.
Actually, they can. Watch this, you moron.
Unnecessary insult, but go on.
Let's get it on!
What? Okay, rude man in the monitor. Where can I get this game? EB Games?
No, you fucking soiled diaper. The game came out in the 90s.
Silly me.
Dummy.
Oh well, the skit has run its course. Gex, Enter the Gecko is a 3D platformer released on the N64 and PlayStation, I think. It's a sequel to the 2D platformer originally just called Gex. That's the actual game that I wanted to play, but I accidentally bought this one without doing my research. You were an accident. Much like in the style of Super Mario 64, Gex comes in a cartridge. But unlike Super Mario 64, you don't play as Mario. You play as a green lizard with a much deeper voice. No, I'm not talking about Leonard. I'm talking about Gary the Elephant, who's a British secret agent for some reason.
Hey, wait!
Rez, his arch nemesis, is causing havoc in the media dimension, and Gex must go to different levels and do things like fight bouncing pumpkins. And eventually he takes on Rez and saves the day. The game is structured just like any other 3D platformer back in the day. You start in a hub world and you go to different levels and you achieve different goals. Now you could say, I'm not doing that game. I'll do what I want. But you wouldn't progress through the game. So don't be silly. In one level, you could be inside a computer. In another level, you'd be in China. And even the Titanic. You could be bouncing around the halls and slipping and sliding the puzzles, going up the grand staircase of the boat that gave so many people such misery and doom. The hub world's music is a play on James Bond's theme, because Gex is like James Bond of the lizard world, except more annoying. But I'd take Gex playing James Bond over Roger Moore any day.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Should I have said vodka martini sent up?
Shaken, not stirred.
Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred.
Aperitif, please.
Ouzo for me, please.
The fuck is an ouzo? Unlike some 3D platformers at the time, you don't really have much trouble with controls or camera. In some levels, there might be a special wall that you can climb up, like a spider, except you're a lizard. And the camera handles quite well. In fact, there should be a superhero based on that ability. Cameraman. As you play, you'll notice that Gex doesn't shut the fuck up. I mean, he's always rattling off some 90s pop culture reference that's well expired and no one understands anymore. And like life itself, it's novel at first, but eventually it drains you.
Did I do that?
It sounds just like him.
Did I do that?
I'm a boat on the water. My name is Titanic.
Did I do that?
The music is okay, nothing memorable. There's one level where it just kinda goes nuts. like Grant Kirkhope hit his head and it hasn't really been the same since. Most of the levels are unique enough to keep you interested. The music fits the levels. The costumes Gex wears fits the levels. The enemies fit the levels. Except that one level I mentioned where the devs just kind of went, and everything else.
I feel like I'm in Boy George's pants.
The boss fights are pretty cool. They require a different strategy for each one, and they represent the level they are in. So it's very cool. It's not too random, but it was very cool. Very cool, very cool, very cool, very cool. There's even a boss where you're Gexzilla and you're fighting Mechariz. It's obviously based on Donkey Kong and the final boss is a bit of a pain in the ass, but I think that's what final bosses should be. Come at me. Basically, he dies while laughing as a TV falls on him. But he's laughing though, so he must love pain, much like the viewers of my channel. Thank you. All in all, it was a decent game, but I wish I had bought the first one instead of buying this one. Why did I buy this one? What's wrong with me? Lots of things. Apparently a lot of things were cut out for the N64 version because a lot of things couldn't fit on the N64 cartridge that they could fit on the PlayStation CDs. You useless piece of shit. It gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Why? Because it's my channel. Subscribe!
Did I do that?
Was that a good review? Did you enjoy that video? I hope so. I hope so. You know, sometimes life...
Ouzo for me, please.